It was there. We almost saw an upset, but Dillon Gabriel getting it done against his former team. As you take a look at the box score, 31-29 the final. We're going to talk about this one quite in detail with our full team, but an exciting game in this one. So the Sooners now moving to 7-0. Meanwhile, the UCF Knights falling to 3-4 on the year. And we welcome you into our CBS Sports studio. Haley Sutton and Barrett Sallee joining us here. We've also got our 24/7 sports team out in Nashville, so we're going to kind of tag team this segment here. Barrett, I want to start with you first. This game didn't necessarily go the way we could have expected it, especially when you think about how good Oklahoma has been this year, but they get it done. They stay unbeaten.
Yeah, 6-0 against the spread coming into this game, which to me said, okay, they're going to regress back to the mean, and they did. You know, I think right now you're looking at Oklahoma. They're still sort of figuring out how good they actually are, but after that Texas game 2 weeks ago, this screamed hangover effect. This screamed, show me you can succeed at an elite level. This is a good UCF team when John Rice Plumlee's in the game, and he's healthy, and now he was healthy. You saw what he could do against Oklahoma. He's an absolute freak, and he kept them in this game. And so I think, to me, this is big for Oklahoma. They went out there, they beat their rival, they established themselves as national championship contenders again a couple weeks ago, and then they have to act like champions. They have to be able to get off the mat when they get punched in the face. And Gus Malzahn and John Rice Plumlee and Javon Baker punched them in the face early and often this afternoon.
Yeah, let's bring it back here in Nashville with Smoke Dixon and Carl Reed. You heard Barrett Sallee talk about how this was a good win for Oklahoma, but the question has to be asked because you look at a team that's top 10 in the nation at home, having to come back against an unranked team in the fourth quarter. So, Carl, how does this at all, maybe, potentially change your viewpoint of this Oklahoma team?
It doesn't change my viewpoint from them at all, Emily. If anything, it makes me feel better about them because on a championship run, you're going to have to prove you can win games like this. You're going against a good football coach who has an upstart program and who makes you think the entire 60 minutes of the football game. He takes you all the way down to the wire, and you find a way to win. You just beat Texas 2 weeks ago, get your bye week, and now you come out and have another tough win against UCF. I think Oklahoma is trending in the right direction. These are the kind of games you have to win.
A great win. I mean, I agree with you about how you have to win games when you're a good program, but I saw some issues. I saw some run fit issues on the second level with their linebackers, and I saw a lot of confusion with big plays in their secondary. If they don't check that and fix that before we get into real-time football against Texas again, Texas will have a better shot at beating them the second go-around this time. So that's my scary thing going away from Oklahoma, that secondary and the second level fit from their linebackers on their defense.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a perfect performance from Oklahoma, gentlemen, but it was a win nonetheless. So, Barrett, when you look at this Oklahoma team now, you've got a quarterback in Dillon Gabriel who's really found his home. He's found his stride. You've got a defense that's really operating pretty strongly for the most part. What does this win mean when you look ahead to the upcoming college football playoff ranking?
I'm still hesitant to say that Oklahoma's a national championship caliber team. They might be a college football playoff caliber team, but not a national championship caliber team. Those are two completely different conversations. But I think right now you've shown, if you're Oklahoma, you can show you can win in every single possible way. And that's important. And so moving forward, I think the biggest thing for Oklahoma, because the Big 12 is, I wouldn't say down, but it's not as strong as it has been in years past. It does feel a little top heavy with Oklahoma and Texas. You have to handle your business. You can't keep looking ahead to a potential rematch with the Longhorns in the Big 12 championship game. But I think right now you saw they handle their business. And I know it's a coaching cliche and it's a player's cliche that you take things one game at a time, but you did. That was important. You did. And so you're capable of that. Stay on that trajectory. You know your defense is great. You create havoc. You had 12 tackles for loss today against UCF. That has been your MO defensively all year long. So you know that can continue. Defense travels, right? Does your offense travel? It has so far. And I think right now, just keep that momentum going. And maybe you do get Texas in a Big 12 championship game. And if that happens, all you got to do is win. And then you're at least in the college football playoff.
Throw everything out the window.
Yeah, taking a look at the other side of things, though, UCF, guys, we spent the whole afternoon gushing about Gus Malzahn and his ability to play games like this and make games like this tight. But they're 4 straight losses now for UCF, have yet to win that first game in the new Big 12. Carl, what does this win say about maybe what they're capable of accomplishing this season?
Well, it's saying you're close, but you're not there yet. You have to get extremely better. You have to continue to recruit guys who can play at a Power 5 level, and it shows you that there's a difference between Group of 5 talent and Power 5 talent. You're a couple skilled players away, a couple guys on the defensive side of the ball away, and so you have to go back to the drawing board of UCF and figure out what you need to do moving forward as well.
I mean, this is a typical UCF type of team. I mean, when you start going into the Big 12, it takes you about 3 to 4 years from my side of it, doing from the front office, to get the capable players in your recruiting cycle to match up against the Oklahomas, the Texas. It takes a while, and UCF fans just understand that in a couple of years you'll be fine because you're in a hotbed in terms of recruiting, but it's going to take some time for you to get up to the skill set and the guys up front on the defense and the offensive line to truly compete in the Big 12. Good showing today, but you know how it is, close but no cigar.
Close, but no cigar. You put it perfectly there, Smoke Dixon. Our thanks to all of the folks joining us for this instant reaction. We want to give you one final look at that box score. Oklahoma remaining unbeaten, 31-29 the final. The UCF Knights falling to 3-4. Meanwhile, the Sooners moved to 7-0 on the season.